All right.
We are live streaming to the page.
I see Elizabeth laughing, so.
Okay. Well,
I see Elizabeth laughing.
here we are on the page. So now I cannot record the Zoom. We are on that's okay. It's on the page. Wait, no, maybe I can.
Yeah, you can. There we go. It's just, it's lagging a little bit.
It's on the page. Wait, no, maybe
We're a little bit behind. There we go. It's just, it's lagging a little bit.
all right.
Hey, Donna, now shut that browser and go back to Zoom. Hey, Donna, now shut that browser and go back to Zoom. Hey, Donna, now shut that browser and go back to Zoom. Hey, Donna, now shut that browser and go back to Zoom.
Shut which browser, Elizabeth? The live on Facebook? That
Yes.
was okay.
Yes.
Browser, Elizabeth. The live on Facebook? Not that.
Yes.
one.
Yes.
Okay. See. Okay.
Yes.
All right. It's good that it's live on Facebook and everyone can see it and it's recorded. So it's double
Elizabeth.
bam.
Yeah, we're here. I'm hearing it, the same thing repeated 3 times. Are we good now?
Very good. You know, hey, we all need a refresher. And that's really what tonight is about. Tonight, we are kicking off what we are calling a 4-week boot camp.
Yeah.
And what Todd and I know, and many of you know that, hey, welcome June. There seems to come a few little distractions in the month of June. Sometimes you have to really reorganize with kids coming home from school and a lot of things changing. You've got sports, you've got activities, things that it just takes a minute to get your June calendar in place.
Yep.
We know that very well. Most of you do as well, but we also know it's important enough that we sit back and redefine
Right.
our goals.
Right.
And this is a huge 90-day window. This is June, July, and August. And I'm telling you, your business really has 4 of those a year. And this is an incredibly important one. And not to mention all the that we deal with, you know, in the weight of the world right now. So we are going to focus for 90 days to work your why. And I love that phrase because it really helps me stop and think, what is my why? Why am I doing this? What is my purpose? Where's my passion coming from every day? And I tell you, I'm looking at the faces right now of my why. Todd and I both have personal goals that we have with ID Life, as many of you do. We write them down, they change. And so now's the time that we want to encourage you to redefine your goals, or maybe you're defining it for the first time. So speaking of goals in ID Life, you know, we wake up every day. The first thing we take for granted is, I'm telling Todd today, I said, do you know, we get up and we take our energy, we take our collagen, we take our products, we take our ID nutrition. Do you realize what we have here?
So many good things, so many good things. And, you know, it's easy to get off track and in this world and where we're at and all these different things, but I see tremendous opportunity, as you guys do. You know, it seems like the world is on fire, but we've got a community here of people that are like-minded, that want to focus on things that are positive, that want to get results in areas that are positive and mean a lot to us. And the more you stay focused on that, the better you are, and enjoying the journey. You know, this is a journey as we build a company that's, you know, not a big company yet. And, you know, over 27 years, I can tell you it's been fun. I've found that Donna and I have enjoyed this. We enjoy what we're doing right now. That doesn't mean there's not work and there's seasons and cycles that we have to go through as a company, especially a small company. But this is an incredible opportunity. It's a great company. The products work. You guys, and a lot of times we have to sit down, whether it's an ID Life or life itself, and just realize how blessed we are and what a blessing this is for people that really care on the inside, from Logan on down, that care about what we're doing here, that are putting together an opportunity that people really want to be a part of. So this is a great reset as we come into the summer. And as Donna said, this is a time of year that we know from experience. You get kids back home from school, you've got Little League, all the things that start up. So it really messes with people's schedule and realize they're not full-time. They do this part-time a little bit. And so we've got to work around their schedules, and it can be frustrating sometimes, but we know what happens once that gets solid and we move into the fall. So we've got some great things coming up. We've got Summer Slam. We'll finish this last training series on a Monday, the last Monday of this month, really talking about events and how we move into Summer Slam that takes us into the fall. So this is a great reset for all of us to take advantage of what we've got and the growth we're going to have going through the summer.
Yeah, a couple of quick things. As Todd mentioned, Summer Slam, we have 6 ladies events on the calendar. You've probably seen that, but I'm going to post them again. We have 3 Eventbrites that you need to register for Tulsa, the one I'm having here, one in Lafayette, and also one at Dallas at the corporate office. Those all 3 have an incredible agenda, and you definitely want a road trip to those. Get plugged into the Vine. I think that's why I stay so excited. It's because when I do a 3-way and I get to share all the things about ID Life in this community, it keeps me on fire for this company. And so, you know, plugging into an event like that just reignites you. So like Todd said, SummerSlam, those are good. And last thing, we are going to put a challenge out there for you with the boot camp.
This month.
Yeah, so it's for June. And you're going to get a great t-shirt if you complete it. We'll tell you at the very end.
So let's talk about a few things that are simple. And Donna, I love her being with me because she softens up. If you're a coach, you tend to be a little bit blunt and you tend to focus on things that work, but it also needs a little bit of softer side to it. So as we talk through this, I tend to say, look, these are the things that you have to do. And so a lot of ladies don't like to hear it that way. And so Donna will help me with kind of softening it up a little bit. But let's start with the mindset just real quickly. And I'm going to share it. This is how I'm going to share it with you. If I were to look back over a career, and we do, I look at things that I know work. I know things are changing. I know social media and the digital platforms and all those things have to be integrated with what we're doing. We know that. The company knows that. And the great thing about Josh and the internal staff is they're working to put all that together. We're not going to be left behind. We're going to be on the cutting edge. But there are some things that we have to do as well, because our industry, the face-to-face is what makes it special. You know, when you look at ID Life, our community and our culture is what makes it special. So here's what I would tell you from a mindset. We all know this, that people that I've seen be successful here long-term, they have a way of attaching their dreams and goals to this opportunity, whether it be physically or financial. They attach the goals they want. If it's financially, if they want to pay for college, if they want to pay off a car, if they want to do something to pay off debt early, they'll attach it to this opportunity. In other words, the only way I'm going to get there is to work ID Life. And once you're able to attach that, you start to get results. It's the same thing physically. You know, if I'm looking to lose 20 pounds and I lock in on our products and exercise and sleep and water, I'm going to get results. And so the more and the quicker you can attach your goals and dreams, that doesn't mean to get things out of perspective on time and family and all that, but it does mean you got to look at this and say, hey, if I want to get where I want to get, I want to make ID Life work. I want that to be my financial opportunity, the same way I want the products to be the catalyst for me to get results. So that's the first thing, of really sitting down, and Donna and I talked about this in the summer, really getting back to your why, really locking in on why, and let that be the energy that drives you. I've never seen anybody be successful in anything. I've seen people go to a job and go to a workplace for 30 years, but to really want to be successful at something like this on the side really takes a strong why.
And for Todd and I, like I said, I mean, that changes. Like right now, we've got our own reason and purpose. And sometimes I'll walk in his office and I'll see a picture that's taped in the corner of his cabinet there in his office on his desk, or I'll pull out the drawer and there's something there that's got his purpose. You just, where is your purpose? Do you have it written down? Do you have it on your mirror? Do you have it on your iPhone? You know, where is it that you're seeing it that's reminding you, hey, you know what? My calendar's empty. I've got a strong purpose here. Let's put some Zooms on the calendar. Communicate with your team, connect with your team. There are numerous things you can do. You know, if nobody's calling in, then I'm calling out. You know, that's the whole thing. I'm checking on people. I'm following up. I'm just seeing how they're doing. I'm talking about their family. Maybe it's not even ID Life, but they're not calling in, I'm calling out.
And here's the simplicity in that. You know, as an athlete or anything, If I know why I'm doing something, I don't have to look around to be motivated. I don't have to, those things are supplemental to me. I can read a book. I can go to a podcast. That's going to further the energy. But if I'm looking for that to be my energy, that's where we fall short. And so I love to share that with people, for them to understand that all of the outside motivation will only go so far. It's got to be a burn within to look and say, all right, here's what it takes to be successful. I may have to do some changing, but I'm going to do that to make this work. Second thing is to understand that people are the working capital here. That's how we drive sales. That's how we build a check. That's how we earn income. That's how we add people to this culture. And so keeping it simple means having a list. Where is your pool of people? And I would challenge, that's one of the challenges this week and this month, is to sit down and say, listen, if we're not talking to people, you're out of business. I'm out of business. If I don't have a plan with a list or a pool of people I'm working on social media somewhere, if I don't have that, I'm out of business in this industry. It's as simple as that. And so sometimes it's sit down and create a new list, walk across the street, talk to the guy that's mowing the yard. As simple as that, to have a list of people to talk to. And we have to do that here. And a lot of people lose sight of that, and they'll spend a whole day being busy. And the key is, I've got to have people to talk to, and I've got to initiate that contact some way. Now, the next thing I want to tell you is this. Do you have anything on that? The next thing I would tell you is this. We have to have an outcome, and look for an outcome when you're talking to people, when you're sharing information. If it's on Instagram, if it's on Facebook, if it's making calls, if it's talking to people across the street. In my mind, when I share that information about ID Life, I want to make sure there's an outcome. And here's another key to that. I have to be able to tell my story. You've got to be able to tell why you're excited about this, and not with ingredients, but what the products are doing for you, why you're so excited about the detox, why you're excited about sleep strips and why they make a difference. The second story is you've got to be able to talk about what our company's about, how we truly want to see people do life better. So that may sound simple. It may sound like something you've heard a million times, but listen, that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where you see someone face to face and your story counts and your excitement counts. Then I'm looking for an outcome. And really, here's what I think. People may differ on this, but here's your outcome. It's either a sample, it's either handing my link and making a sale, or making a sale physically right there, or it's adding to my team right there as a VIP or an associate. Now that's sales 101. And a lot of times we think, well, I don't really want to sell. Listen, we're in sales. And so you're looking for an outcome. You're looking to add business to the books. You may want to soften that up a little bit.
That's good. No, that's right.
But a lot of times we spend a lot of time getting ready. And so think about somebody that goes out over and over again, takes their materials, talks to people, and never gets an outcome. Never gets a sample, never makes a sale, never gets anyone on their team. We're not going to be in the business that long. That's too tough. That's too hard. So we've got to go out with a plan to do that, keeping it simple and know what we're trying to do, looking for an outcome. Connecting people to this community. You know, that's one of the things that I look at Elizabeth, and she's tremendous at that. Got an incredible community of ladies and people and men, and really, and she's going to teach on this later on, but that keeps people in the game. So you want to plug them into your community. You may have one here that's big, you may be plugged into somewhere else, but that's really the magic in what we do, is people feeling like they belong to something that really cares about them, and they're getting results along the way. So plugging people into your community is one of the big things that we do here. And you may talk a little bit, Donna, about follow-up as well, because that's a big part of it.
It is. And we talked about, connecting with people and finding new ways to get in front of people. That's why I love summer. That put me around all different groups of people, whether my kids are activity, whether they're at swim lessons, they're at baseball or whatever, that gives you the opportunity to prepare your story before you ever go out and share your story every day. And so, that's something that we use as a gauge, is how many times did I share my story today? And like I say, that just gives you the opportunity to prepare for that, have samples ready, and just be ready to do business.
And we have to be creative, because I'm not sitting in the stands with 7th grade parents anymore.
Right.
We've already went through that phase of life. So we have to look at different areas. And so it's been a lot more phone calls for me, of calling guys that I've been around, and I don't see them on a regular basis, but you know what? That becomes a game plan for me that may be different for somebody that's in that stage of life where they're around people all the time. So it's just but I'm going to tell you this, what's the same for me, that's the same for everyone, is I am out of business if I don't have anyone to talk to. I'm out of business. There will be no sample, there will be no sale, and there will be no one as a VIP or an associate. That's a fact. And so I understand that, and I have to, if I want to continue to build, I have to find ways to do that. And I know you guys do that as well. And I'm talking more to people that we're going to be working with. Obviously, you guys have done that or you wouldn't be here. You know how to do that. But it's also teaching other people along the way that, and we're going to, as we go, I don't want to jump ahead, but we're going to be talking about this marketing plan, volume and structure, and how that relates to what we do on a daily basis. We're in sales. And so if we've got to hit a $10,000 target, we need to be able to understand how all those buttons work to get to that number. We're going to do that this month as well. I'm excited about that. But
one thing that's different about what we do than a typical sales job is we benefit by duplication.
Yep.
So when I maybe share with one person, I can help that person open up a warm market of 200 people. And out of 200 people, if we can get one associate that is looking for extra income or to help, the 5G network, then we've got one associate on the third level that opens our market, me helping them, to 200 people. So that's why I love this business so much.
Never run out of people.
Depth is key. I said that on the ladies page. Guess how far deep you can go? Infinite. Nothing stops you. Guess how wide you can go? Infinite. As wide as you want to recruit frontline, you can. But for me and many people, they have found this duplication process to be golden. That's how you rank up. That's how you go to senior, to executive, to national, to vice president. You do that by depth. And so the things we're talking about are what you do personally until you find an associate that says, all right, help me do this. And now you get to help them package their story, make their list, all the things that you did. It's nothing new. You just duplicate that second, third, fourth level.
Mm-hmm. We talk about a lot of times, you guys have heard this, maybe some haven't, but recruiting is the lifeblood of our business. That's what we do. We recruit, we talk to people and fit people to this opportunity, but there's frontline recruiting and there's secondary recruiting. Secondary recruiting is the sweet spot of this business. In other words, I see Cole up there and, I sponsor Cole Frontline. That's a frontline recruit for me. That's frontline recruiting. But once Cole says, you know what, I want to introduce some friends, some family. Can you help me with this? That's now secondary recruiting driven by his influence, not mine. And then I'm coming alongside him and telling the story to his friends and family, and we continue to duplicate from there. I see Jill there. I know Pam is down in Mississippi tonight with Ray and Sheila. That's exactly what they're doing. They're having events in their home and they're secondary recruiting and building depth. That's taking them from 0 to executive director in no time. And so now they're on their way to national director. And again, you've got a couple that's using their influence and credibility to bring people to the table for interested. And then you've got Jill and Pam and Mark that are in the room, and Joe that are helping that with secondary recruiting. And that's really how this works. And I'll tell you this, that's really how this works in a company our size. As we continue to grow, listen, not so much on the meetings and that type of stuff. You'll see the digital platforms take over. You'll see momentum take over. And all of a sudden we'll be $100, $200 million company and off and running. And it seems like everybody comes to the table at that point. But right now, it's boots on the ground. And I'm telling you, a lot of people don't believe that. They're waiting for the magic post. They're waiting for the magic thing to happen digitally. And it will happen, but I'm going to tell you, it's not going to happen until we continue to stay on the ground and meet people. You walk into a mega church and you see 30,000 people at a service. You see the huge boards and all the screens there and everything's incredible, but people don't realize 20 years prior to that, they were out on the street sitting in little groups, handing out cards, trying to start a church. That's the same thing that happens here. So we're still on the ground, and we're going to move a lot faster than that. But I'm telling you, meeting people is what it takes during this time for sure.
All right, where are we at?
We're at the end. Now, we want to tell them about the incentive.
Yeah.
And tonight is about mindset, really locking in again. Maybe, listen, I know what it, I've been in this where it hadn't been going well, and I've been in it when it's been going great. I've been in it when everybody says no. I've been in it where everybody says yes and then quits. So we've seen everything. And so it always takes a reset. And so summer's a great time to reset, look at your organization, say, here's someone that's really moving. Maybe the others are not, they're just using products, but really take an inventory of that. And then most importantly, don't listen to yourself, talk to yourself. Don't listen, talk to yourself and encourage yourself, because listening to yourself is a lot of times is tough. But when you talk to yourself and encourage yourself, everything changes. And that's where we're going. So we're going to talk about the incentive, and this training this month is going to be fantastic. In fact, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, someone will come on live to the page and add to what we've talked about on Monday night. So we want to keep excitement in front of you. We all know we've got to do the work. There's no magic to that, but we want you guys to be encouraged about where we are and look at having a summer slam. I know Elizabeth's already got an incredible event scheduled for June, and then we'll move into July and August with summer slams. But look at putting your team together, and it doesn't have to be big, but putting some folks together and telling them what we have.
That's right. So everybody see the t-shirt? These are awesome. We're going to create a t-shirt for this boot camp, and it's going to be based around Work Your Why. And if you enroll 3 new people to your team, that could be VIPs, associates, or a combination of any of that.
Just 3.
3 this month between now and we're going to say July 4th, because that's kind of the holiday weekend to give a push to finish. 3 new enrollees, send them to me. That gets you a t-shirt, but not detox. It's going to be Work Your
different
Why.
one. Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So we're going to help you guys, just give a little incentive there on your challenge. And my challenge to you is use third-party credibility this week and this month and this year. That is the secret sauce to your success, is third-party credibility. Cole is shaking his head. If you've done a 3-way, you know that is true. So yesterday I did a 3-way with a girl that was ready to stop her detox. When I finished, she was excited to get back on and finish it. So it's nothing someone didn't do. It's just that third-party credibility coming on and validating what we've got here. Like Todd started and said, ID Life, the detox, ID Nutrition, your DNA, all those things we have here.
Yeah.
No one has.
I'm going back on the detox. It was so good. I enjoyed the detox so much. I want to go back to back with it. I know Jeff Macy's, that may not be, I'll have to ask Mark if it's okay to do that, but I loved it. I love the way I felt. I know about day 14. It's just unbelievable for me, just the clarity and the weight loss and all the stuff that come with it. So I'm excited about it. I want you guys to be excited about where we're going. It takes work. We know it takes work, but do it in a way that you enjoy it. And you do that by really, helping people with a solution and helping them find their fit. And I'm excited. This is not gonna be the same a year from now. I know the window that we're in. I know what they're doing at the corporate office. So we've got great things ahead of us. And if we can help you in any way, we want to do that, whether it be a mixer or coming out and doing a meeting. I can guarantee you this, when we get in front of people, we've got something to talk about. We've got a committed company. We've got committed products. We've got an opportunity to earn from home, earn 5 checks a month from home. And our country's starting to wake up again. People are starting to want to get back on top again, start to earn again. So all that's working in our favor. And it's going to be a great rest of the year. So thank you guys for being on for the first time. And do we have any questions or anything? Are we doing it?
I put on their Q&A, so I stopped the recording. If anybody has a question, feel free to unmute and ask. We want to make ourselves available. And if not, you can message us, but we're here if you have a question.
We got a bunch in the chat there. So
Ready to roll.
A lot of good. Hey, SummerSlam in Montana, I can promise you that's going to be the very first. That's going to be incredible right there. Yeah.
Yes, Alicia.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Steve, hey, if you're on there and you can unmute, the detox changed you, give just a short, 30 seconds on what results you had from the detox.
Can you hear me, Donna?
Yep.
Yeah, real quick. I said that on there, that the detox has changed me, because it has. It's changed my habits. And very quickly. My results was, I don't measure myself because I'm embarrassed to do it, but I'm almost 4 notches off my belt.
Wow.
I got a long ways to go there though, but still, this is a good start.
It's
And
great.
after 30 days, I'd lost 16 pounds, but this is my 3rd day after I finished, and I'm down to 8. I'm up to 18. But my strength levels, I've worked out 4 to 5 times a week consistently. Nothing big, not like